Check, check, check. All right, let's see here. It's October 21st of 2020. We're off to a slightly late and perhaps slightly rocky start. But I think we're doing okay. I think we're going to hang in there. We've got some noise in the background, and that is to be expected from time to time because this is a broadcast from my backyard. Where are we? October 21st, 2020. My name is Terry Klein, and we are streaming live from my backyard. Hey, Eric. And I miss, as a great former president of these United States said maybe on Saturday Night Live, I underestimated the amount of time it would take me to get this thing rolling. So we're here. We got some noise in the background, but I think we're going to be okay. I'm going to take out my earpiece here because it's Linda Messing, and Jim Carroll is back from the road. Well, that is cool. That makes me very happy, Jim. I saw some pictures of your travels. It looked pretty, and it looked and you stayed safe as I know you would. But we're glad to have you back in Austin, supporting so many musicians who live stream. Couple other things. So StreamYard, which is the platform I use to stream, has changed its audio settings a tiny little bit, and they didn't tell us that they had. So the sound the last couple of weeks has been a little bit spotty and inconsistent, a little bit kind of phasey, if you know what I mean, just sort of swirly in the way that it sounds. I'd love your input on how things are sounding, if it sounds like a proper show or if it sounds like a show broadcast on the cheap over the internet. Please let me know if you're hearing things and if it's sounding good or if it's sounding kind of thin or what. What else? So if you're doing it, you're saying hello if you're here, which is awesome. If you want to share this with your friends, you can do that. That would be great. You can hear that behind me, I suspect. And there are tip links too. So you know, as Eric said from the Netherlands. Hi, Eric. Hey, Jim. Hey, Linda. Hey, Mom. You know the drill. Let's see. The sun has been kind of peeking out every now and then, and so we'll do what we can with that. And otherwise, we're just gonna sing some songs. I gotta grab my guitar out of my case, probably tune it a little bit, and while that's happening, you can just kind of hang out, take a bite of your sandwich, a bite of your salad, a sip of your beverage. It's just entirely up to you. All right. So here we are in this operation that continues to be exceedingly professional and exceedingly on the ball. Let's see, these two picks. I don't like these two picks. Let's get better picks. There are differences when it comes to the pick, or as they call it in the United Kingdom, the plectrum. Let's see. Last week was a bit tinny, a very slight delay though. The way that works, Eric, is that sometimes it just it'll get behind by a second and then it catches up and you don't really, and there's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason to it. But there you go. So, again, here we are on October 21st. I'm not sure how y'all are doing this morning. I'm a little bit more stressed out than I normally am for just a variety of reasons. I suspect a lot of us are in the same boat. But we're gonna. There's no set list. I'm gonna play some songs for an hour, and if you're here now and you want to stick around for a couple, that's great. If you want to stick around for the whole thing, well, that's great too. I'm gonna start with a Scott Nolan song. Arkansas, my head hurts. I'd like to stick around and maybe make it worse. I got a girl out in Henrietta. Her love's like tornado weather. It's girls like this keep me trying. She goes off like an air raid siren, coming clean, leave torn apart. A bad liver and a broken heart. A bad liver and a broken heart. Indian summer, Oklahoma sunset. If there's a nicer place, I haven't been there yet. I'm standing outside of the blue door, too tired to sleep, too drunk for more. It's nights like these keep me trying. Woman always knows when a man is lying. It's not me, I'm just playing a part. A bad liver and a broken heart. A bad liver and a broken heart. I'll get old for I'm good at this. Who's the president? What year is it? Doesn't anybody care about truth anymore? Maybe that's what songs are for. She's the wind and I'm on fire. This line of work, no one retires. Coming clean, leave torn apart. A bad liver and a broken heart. A bad liver and a broken heart. Bad liver and a broken heart. A bad liver and a broken heart. Well, here we are. I always say that. Good afternoon to Adam Dawson. I listened to all of Small Change this morning at your instigation. Donna and Larry are watching, so unable to leave frequent comments. It sounds good. That's good. Linda says that she paused for a few minutes. Why? Why? Are you working? Is it a work day? It is, actually. So But the delay was resolved after she unpaused it. It's just, we are a prisoner. We are all prisoners right now, in certain senses. It's kind of it's a song lyric almost, and we are definitely prisoners to our Wi-Fi signals and to the cables to which those Wi-Fi signals are connected. When everything is functioning smoothly, it's awesome, or at least it doesn't stink or suck as much as it could. But when things get spotty and choppy, it's kind of a little life metaphor, isn't it? What a year we have had. What a year. Seriously. There's no set list. I have no idea what I'm going to play. If there's something you want to hear, drop it in the comments. I will probably play it. I might not, though, because that's just the nature of things. So as I said, I listened to Tom Waits' Small Change record this morning, and really enjoyed that. I think that Tom Waits isn't for everyone, but actually, I had a conversation with Walt Wilkins once upon a time when somebody wrote a really nice review of one of the records we made together, and they said, well, this record isn't for everyone. And what Walt said to me after I sent it to him, he said, yeah, that's a nice review, but no music is for everyone. And that's true, isn't it? That's a mosquito. Gosh darn it. They're just hanging on. Again, we're at October 22nd here in Austin, Texas, and it's still 80, pushing 90 degrees. The leaves are stubbornly hanging on to the trees that they were the trees for which the leaves fall off. And the live oak is just hanging out and being a very happy, nice live oak. So Jim, that Small Change is your favorite Tom Waits album? It's really, really good. It's like every single line is just fantastic, right? Every single line is just wonderful. And Shelly Manne, I don't know if y'all know who Shelly Manne is, played drums on Small Change. Shelly Manne was an incredible jazz drummer, and I think co-owner of a jazz club in the San Fernando Valley in LA, called Shelly's Manhole, I think. But so he played on that record with Tom Waits, and when you get somebody like that playing on a record with you, really amazing things happen. So yeah, listen to some Tom Waits this morning. I finished the Isabel Allende book I was reading called A Long Petal of the Sea, and enjoyed that. It's one of those books that you kind of want all your friends to read after you've read it. It's just kind of, there's something about it that's really, really special. I was talking to my dear friend and brother Jordy Bison about it, I think last week or the week before, and he was so taken by my description of the book that he bought a copy of it in the original Spanish it was written in. So I'll be interested to talk to him about what he thinks of that. I've moved on to a book by Flann O'Brien called The Third Policeman. I don't know if I'm going to finish it or not. We'll see. We've got some books coming in the mail, and I might just switch over to one of them, but I might. Who knows? If you have opinions about Flann O'Brien, drop them in the comments. We can have a little sort of book club discussion off to the side. A breakout room, if you will, just with music behind it. This is Everywhere But Here. was a rainy night in April, end of our crazy run. We fought about the weather and made love when we were done. You said goodbye, I'll miss you. I said I'll miss you too. Don't know if I believed it, but it felt like it was true. And then you kissed me like you'd never done before. Yeah, parting such sweet sorrow. You walked out my door. And I loved you in Montana and in San Diego, from Tacoma to Topeka, on up to Orono. Well, I loved you in your letters, and with the phone pressed to my ear, I loved you everywhere but here. And now and then you'd call me from a million miles away and say you wish we were together. And I thought my heart would break, but it never came to nothing. That busted love we shared, we'd have found a way to argue about the color of the air. And so we wandered through our separate lives. Yeah, you know, love is a smoke made with the fumes of sighs. And I loved you in Montana and in San Diego, from Tacoma to Topeka, on up to Orono. Well, I loved you in your letters, and with the phone pressed to my ear, I loved you everywhere but here. Like a picture painted by Seurat. Yeah, we were perfect from a distance, but a tempest closer we got. And I loved you in Montana and in San Diego, from Tacoma to Topeka, on up to Orono. Well, I loved you in your letters, and with the phone pressed to my ear, I loved you everywhere but here. Yes, I loved you everywhere but here. The song is called Everywhere But Here. We're going to make a couple of small adjustments. That was beautiful. We're going to make a couple of small adjustments. We're going to bump the mic volume just the tiniest little bit, because we're usually, what I like to be is just right on the edge between when things start to crack up. That's not really true of me in life. I like to be really as far away from that point as possible. But like when I'm dealing with audio things, that's what I like to do. So I think we're a little bit better in that department, and we're gonna change our angle here just a tiny little bit so you have less hat and more guitar. Because this is not about the hat. It's just not. It's about the guitar. In my eye. Maybe for you it's about the hat. In which case, I think that's kind of cool, actually. Let's see. A couple little requests came in, and let's see. Let's see. So Jim Carroll notes that Tom Waits has never returned to Austin after an incident at South by Southwest many years ago. I went to Houston to see him in 2000. That's interesting. It wouldn't like the Paramount be like just a total perfect Tom Waits venue. It's like theaters like the Paramount were built for song people like Tom Waits. That's a little bit sad. I don't know. Let's see. Linda does not want me to say breakout room again. I won't. Let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to tune again because why? Because otherwise it just doesn't sound very good. I'm listening to a podcast every now and then that I just discovered earlier this week. So just kind of listening to it when I get a chance, called 20,000 Hertz. It's about sound, all different kinds of sound, like they sound and they did one on Napster, just kind of the rise and fall of Napster, which was really the basis for Napster kind of figuring stuff out and getting digital music happening. Is the MP3 format became a viable thing. And let's see here. Oh boy. So the MP3 format kind of started to work really and have good quality sound. They did one on the T-Rex sound in Jurassic Park and how that was created. The one that just completely blew me away was one about absolute pitch, which is what scientists call, that's how they refer to perfect pitch. And the fact that you hear that blue jay, like if you have absolute pitch, you listen to that, I don't have it, and you're like, that's an F sharp. And so there are certain people who have that. It's interestingly not like a huge advantage for musicians. But it was totally interesting about just kind of the manner in which there's all these musical notes all around us all the time. And there's like one instance where the interviewer is talking to someone with absolute pitch, a musical artist from England whose name I can't remember. And she taps the side of her coffee cup with a pencil and says, "What note is that?" And he says, it's between a D and a D flat, which is just wild. Ann Nicholas requested this, and when Ann Nicholas asks for a song, I'm gonna damn well play it. I'm scrounging for $1, boy. I'm scrounging for change. Yes, I need money for myself. I got a habit I can't shake. I'll just be grateful it's nicotine and not the stuff they sell up Ardmore Way. Yeah, look between the cushions, boy. and shake the bottom drawer. Well, we got $2.45. We're still $1.60 short. Oh, don't bother checking the pickle jar. Ain't nothing in there anymore. Yeah, we need $1 for 2 quarters and a dime. Just $1 for 2 quarters and a dime. No, I don't have a license, boy. We'll just take my mama's car. Hey, she's with her man down in Hermosa. He runs his book out of a bar. Oh, we'll get over to Diaz Market, boy. That's okay. It ain't there far. I'll take a pack of L&M's. I'm sorry about all this change. Yeah, you know me, and I know you. We both know age. I'm gonna rip this plastic wrapper off and smoke these latchkey blues right away. Yeah, we got that $1. 2 quarters and a dime. Thank goodness for that $1. And 2 quarters and a dime. Okay, that one got a little bit close to the edge, but that's okay. I think that's okay. So Ramsey checks in and says the sound is really good even in Facebook lands. That's good. Ramsey, they changed the streaming, the sound settings on StreamYard, which I used to stream this from, and they didn't tell anybody. So they changed the options, and I think that there had probably been a box checked over the last couple of weeks that shouldn't have been checked, which I think contributed to the lousiness of the sound. Or not loud. It wasn't lousy exactly. It wasn't bad. It wasn't like, oh my God, this is horrible. It was just not as good as we're used to, as we like it to be. And when I say we, I mean me and people like you, Ramsey, and Jim and Larry and anybody. But this isn't a club. It kind of is, but it's not really. It's not. Hi, Jenny. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about the option to be notified about the live streams, but if there is such a thing, totally click it. That's awesome, if such a thing exists. That would be really nice of Facebook to do that. But thank you for being here and for watching. It's awesome. Hello, Kate Howard. Let's see. So that was $1, 2 quarters, and a dime that I've just played. That song is the B-side on a vinyl record, a little 45 record that I made with Brian Brinkerhoff and Frank Swart at Need to Know Music. You can go to my store online, terrykleinmusic.com/store, and you can buy one, and I will mail it to you. I will mail it to you in bubble wrap and in a little specialized 45 record mailer. Such things exist. They exist. I feel like almost everything on earth has a little specialized mailer. Which, if we can do that, like maybe we can fix some other stuff that's wrong. Like I wonder if this guy has a mailer. He's not going to be able to hang out, I don't think. Yeah, he's not going to be able to hang out. He's going to fall off. But he's here, just so you know, everybody. He's here. He, I don't know. Doesn't have a name. The Blue Jays really got angry at me when I started to touch the bird, so I'm not going to touch the bird anymore. The owl bird. Yes, the Blue Jays are out. It was the cicadas over the summer. I think there was probably a grackle period early on. And now it's Blue Jays. We're at 12:32 p.m. It's October 21st of 2020. I'm in my backyard singing things and talking about things. And you're here too. You might be here live with me right now, which is awesome. You might be watching later on after you've gotten home from work, which is also awesome. But here we are together. Together. That is not quite in tune. Somebody, I think my mom asked me to play a song called The Quiet Place to Sit, which I wrote for, I wrote based on a story that Pascal Hall, the proprietor of Opening Bell Coffee in Dallas, put up about one of her baristas. And it's a song that went away for a while, that kind of, that I put away into the shop, kind of. And then resurrected it because people, and specifically Larry Looney, asked for it a lot. And I feel like when you have a song like that, you just need to listen to that and respect that. Even if it doesn't feel like it's perfect or great to you, if it's really meaningful to somebody else, I think that's kind of the point of all this, really. Another song of mine that's kind of like that is a song I wrote called Andalusia, which Kate Howard, who's watching, absolutely loves. Let's see. So I'm gonna play the song "Quiet Place to Sit" in a second. I need to take a sip of water because I'm thirsty. If you're thirsty, wherever you may be, if you're thirsty in the Netherlands, Eric, I believe you are in the north of the Netherlands, which is a part of the country I have never seen, and I'm looking forward to seeing at some point. If you're thirsty, take a drink of water. If you're here in Austin, take a drink of water. Take water or whatever else you might have at hand. It could be tea. It could be whiskey. Oh, I'm less stressed already. I mean, I'm not totally unstressed, but I'm less stressed. So this song is called "A Quiet Place to Sit." I work the counter at Opening Bell. One day a guy came in, he wasn't doing so well. He put his stuff in the corner and his head in his hands. Yeah, life will make a mess of your best laid plans. It was the end of the morning rush. I scrubbed the group head with a nylon brush, a quiet place to sit. As for roses and diamonds, you get ashes, grime and grit. When bad luck is all you got and it's running thin, you'll be looking for a quiet place to sit. A woman came up to the counter and whispered to me. She said, "That guy stinks, can you ask him to leave?" I said, "Ma'am, I've been watching, he's been minding his own." She shook her head, packed her things, and she was gone. And he left after a little while. As he was walking out, I think I saw him try to smile. A quiet place to sit. As for roses and diamonds, you get ashes, grime and grit. When bad luck is all you got and it's running thin, you'll be looking for a quiet place to sit. Today a man at the counter asked if I was around. He said I was in here last year, close to broke down. You let me sit for a while, I never got to say thanks. He pulled a note from the pocket of his pressed wool pants. It said, "This is for your kindness and goodwill." There was a crisp $100 bill. A quiet place to sit. As for roses and diamonds, you get ashes, grime and grit. When bad luck is all you got and it's running thin, you'll be looking for a quiet place to sit. You'll be looking for a quiet place to sit. That's a quiet place to sit. Written really for the folks at Opening Bell. I don't know, I doubt that I was heard. I thought about sending a copy of it to her, and I played it last week and I was thinking about sending that to her. But that's when I went back and I listened to how things sounded on the live stream, and it just, the sound quality just wasn't what I wanted it to be. So hopefully it sounded a little bit better this week. We'll see. We'll just have to see. Let's see what we got going on. It's 12:40. We're watching. What are we watching lately? We finished Little Fires Everywhere on Hulu. I was not into that. Right now we're watching Perry Mason on HBO. They did a little limited series with Matthew Rhys. Rhys? How do you pronounce it? If it's Welsh, R-H-Y-S. Rhys. Yes? Rhys? And a bunch of other really great character actors are in that as well. And I don't like legal dramas. You probably know this about me. I am just not into them. This one, however, I am really enjoying it. So we're watching that. We're watching Fargo 2. Haven't caught this week's episode of Fargo yet. And that brings everyone just about up to speed as to where things are going and are and have been. A couple weeks ago, I played a song, and I think at a show or two I've played this song. I wrote about a thing that's in The Hague in the Netherlands. It's a book, was a novel. It inspired a novel. It's a painting of a little goldfinch, and I went to the museum where the goldfinch is. It's called Marit's House in The Hague. A beautiful building, a beautiful museum, and a really wonderful little city center there as well. So I went because Ariana Necht, Bart de Win's wife, told me that they had the goldfinch there, and I was like, I want to see that, because I'd read the book and it's one of my favorite books. She said, yeah, they also have the girl with the pearl earring, though, and a bunch of Rembrandts. So I went and spent a morning there, morning and part of an afternoon. And yeah, the Rembrandts take your breath away. The girl with the pearl earring, the Vermeer, takes your breath away. But I was just utterly, completely transfixed by this painting of this little bird. This tiny little painting. So I've written another song about a painting as well that I don't play because it's not very good. This one I've gotten a little bit more comfortable with. I actually play it a little on piano, if you can believe it. So who knows? If you hear it out in the world as a recorded matter, it might involve the piano and not a whole lot of guitar. But I can't get the electric piano out here right now, so I'm going to play it on guitar for you. The song is just plain old called The Goldfinch. And I've messed with it in the last couple weeks. So we'll see. Well, it's not a whole lot bigger than a textbook. 9 by 13 inches high. They come for the girl with the pearl earring. The goldfinch, they just walk right on by. It's just a picture of a bird and a feeder. Oil on panel, a simple frame. He's chained to his perch, but his gaze is straight and steady. Makes me think that if he could, he'd fly away. Fly away, far from prying eyes and free from the chain. Just another broken-hearted dreamer, wondering if the spark is good and gone. A goldfinch lit from within and free of any excess, a masterpiece, a song. Fly away, far from prying eyes and free from the chain. So that's the goldfinch. And here we find ourselves at 12:46 p.m. on Wednesday, October 21st. Thank you all so much for hanging out here with me and with each other. It's just, as I mentioned, I was like just the tiniest little, I was pretty stressed out when I first started. There's just a lot of stressful stuff out in the universe right now. And I feel less stressed now. The playing of these songs has centered me. That sounded stupid. I just feel better. I feel better than I did when it started. It's pretty simple, right? This is pretty simple stuff. Okay. We're at 12:47. Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna play now. I'm not sure what I'm gonna play now. If anybody wants to hear anything, there's a slight delay. There's a slight delay between the comments and when I see them. But if you want to hear something, just drop it in the comments and I will possibly give it a try. I think I've brought you pretty darn well up to speed on where things are, from a reading perspective, from a watching perspective, from a writing perspective. Eric asked for Madeline, which I will happily play for y'all. Again, because the sound has been so inconsistent over the last few weeks, and I think it's because StreamYard changed their audio settings a little bit. If you have kind of a comment about the sound either way, like, oh, this is good, this is totally fine, or it's still like a little bit thin and tinny, that would be super helpful for me so that I can go in and again try to tweak it a little bit. This is a song about my great aunt. I don't even know how I say it. That's the thing about moving around your entire life and being in totally different parts of America, is you just don't know how to pronounce things anymore. My Aunt Madeline? Aunt Madeline. What would I say? If anybody knows me well enough to know what I would say if it's aunt or aunt, just let me know. Just drop it in the comments. There's so much you can put in the comments. See, that's not quite in tune to me. Now it's a little better. Well, there were three of us. And I'm the only one left. This is monotonous. Living in this damaged head. My sister's passed away before me. We bickered to the last. They were all I had for family. A ticking clock on a table by my bed tells me I'm still alive. But I packed it in a long, long time ago. My, oh my. My, oh my. This nursing home ain't no home at all. Gray linoleum and dull green paint on the walls. The hospice nurse asked me what I need. I just tell her I'm fine. She brings me chocolates and chicken lo mein. My, oh my. My, oh my. Madeline, well, my name is so sweet, and I wish that life had been sweeter to me. Busted dreams all scattered across the years. Well, this one won't be denied. I ain't asking for money, love, or looks. All I want is to die. My, oh my. That's called Madeline. That was requested by Eric Meyernick from the Netherlands. The Netherlands. What a great country. Apropos of nothing, what a great country the Netherlands is. And how do they love Texas music there? The Netherlands. A great country. I'm going to play one more song. The capo's right here. My head is right here. The vibe is right here. Adam Dawson likes this song. This is the first song I finished after I went to a songwriting workshop in January of 2016 that you've heard me go on and on and on and on about. Put on by Mary Gaucher at the Scarrett Bennett Center, just off the Vanderbilt campus in Nashville, Tennessee. It was a transformative experience, and this was the first song I got out of it afterward. And then I just kind of chucked it, similar to A Quiet Place to Sit. And I was sitting in this very spot in my backyard with Mark Abrams, who most of y'all know, and if you don't, find yourself some Mark Abrams to listen to. And I played this song for him, and he said, "Why don't you play that?" And when he says that, you start playing the song. It's called Daddy's Store. At the store before 6 every morning, in khakis and a button-down shirt. The clatter of the roll-up door ringing in my ear lean on that old deadbolt until it turns, and hum a song I can't remember as I push the dust across the floor and drum my fingers on the counter as I mind my daddy's store. My brother checked his cap and gown, he packed his car and he left town. He's in Houston, hanging pipes and raising hell. Daddy slipped and broke his hip the spring I turned 18. I said, well, that store won't run itself. And that song I can't remember, I heard it 1,000 times before. And my friends think I surrendered, 'cause I mind my daddy's store. Daddy's leg healed all right, but his memories are fading. In his eyes I see fog, fear, and age. Good days, he asked me, son, how's that store doing? Bad days, he can't remember my name. And that song keeps repeating over and again, forevermore. As long as that man is breathing, yes, I'll mind my daddy's store. Okay, that's Daddy's Store. Thank you all so much for joining me on this Wednesday, October 21st. I don't know if we're going to be here next week. And the reason for that is that the fence behind me is being replaced. So I'm not sure if we're going to do it, if we'll be in maybe a different spot in the house, but it's going to be noisy as all get out because there's going to be jackhammers. So I'm not sure if we'll be here next week. And then the week after that is November 4th. So we'll have to see. Thank you all so much for being here, for hanging out with me. It's just been such a pleasure to sing for you. I feel much better than I did when the hour started. I hope that you feel better too, or if you were feeling good, you still feel good, because if I bummed you out or disappointed you in some fashion, that would really be unfortunate. Anyhow, stay well, stay safe. If you can early vote, early vote. If you can't, make a plan for what you're going to do on Election Day. That's my spiel. Everybody, take care. We'll see you soon.